Welcome back to Hexproof from Ward. In this episode, we enter part two of our Seven Deadly Sins series, and we are focused on greed. Excellent. Excellent. Greed.
Excellent.
That was such a
I'll take
better.
one of those.
But yes, so we're going to release the hound, so to speak, and dive into some commanders that we feel best represent greed. So,
God, he's Mr. Burns today. He's all about it.
yeah, we have the same hair. Uh, uh,
I've got a
I
couple here, but if you guys want to get the
So
ball
actually, I
rolling.
think before we start, I think to preface it for like greed, it's just generally just wanting more and more. So in let's talk before we go into our picks, let's just kind of dive in a little bit to what greed means in Commander to us, because I feel like it's such a nuanced sort of topic that we could have different varying opinions on like what greed means. Uh, so like what sort of guided your picks there, Keith?
Um, well, in my opinion, greed was like hoarding resources a little bit. So I think
Don't
green
say
in
who your pick
particular.
is. Don't say who your
Okay.
pick is.
Yeah, but I was leaning green because of like landfall. Like green as a monocolor is the best at ramping, just hands down. And yeah, just hoarding up resources like that, getting ahead early, just hoarding creatures or tokens, etc. Green is very, very good at that. So that's the direction I took.
Hmm. Nathan, did you interpret this any differently?
Um, a little, but not much really. To me, greed is trying to, just play as much as you can with the table, and um, I just went more lore heavy on this one than I did with the last one. So, um, I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I could see where like green would be a good pick. Um, I think like being greedy on, like in my opinion, like blinking stuff is kind of greedy, so you can keep having stuff happen over and over again, or playing in your graveyard can be a little bit greedy. Um, just kind of never running out of your resources and being able to use them over and over again. Um, kind of is what greed is to me. But also you have the greed of um, I'm gonna play my stuff, but also take stuff away from everyone else and play their stuff
Yeah,
too. And I'm gonna
yeah.
be the only one playing at the table. So um, those are my choices at the table, and then but my picks were a little bit more lore heavy, I guess.
Yeah, and where I think of like greed, I do kind of think of more like resource denial for your opponents, like those tax effects, like then like you're benefiting and then like they're suffering. Like you don't need to ask everyone if they're gonna pay the two every turn, but like you're greedy and you want the extra card or you want the treasure token. Like I think like those taxing effects really add up and uh, that's kind of how I was interpreting it. So it's kind of interesting that like three different people who play Magic together have somewhat varying opinions on like what greed even is in Magic. So
I
it's a
think I think the whole color pie kind of gets in their own little greed angle.
Yeah.
So you can really look at
Yeah.
it from
I mean,
pretty much any direction.
I'm sure some people in the comments will be screaming like treasures, like literally money. How you idiots? How have you not mentioned treasures yet? Like,
I'm sure that's how like if Sam was here, Sam's having dinner with his family. He might be here in a little bit. But with his choice, because he sent us who his choice is, and we'll say who his choice is here in a little bit. I think that's the way that he was taking this and interpreting it when it comes to playing. So I think he went the treasure route, and he's one that uh likes to play and kind of stop other people from playing if people haven't noticed that. So
Yeah, for sure.
he has that little way of playing too that could be seen as a little bit greedy. But I think he went treasure and that kind of way with his pick.
okay, so that's a nice segue just into our picks. I know Keith was between a few of them. Which one did you wind up landing on there?
Um, Let me take a look at them again real quick because they're all mono green. But
Oh,
who's the
So I mean,
greediest of them
money's
all?
at least in America, money's green. So you know,
that is true.
I think I'm gonna go with
How do you spell that?
all right.
well,
It's Ella Donmarie Corvigdal. Yeah. So it's one colorless, two green, and you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast creature spells from top of your library. One green, tap it, tap two untap creatures you control, reveal a card from your hand or the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, put it onto the battlefield, activate only during your turn. So it does a couple of things I talked about, but you can, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes if it gets picked. But definitely some land synergy going on in there.
yeah. Nathan, who do you think best embraces the greedy side of this game?
So there was a king in Eldraine, that was known to be very greedy. And on his wedding day, he got cursed by a fae and became an insatiable dragon as punishment for how greedy he was. And when he turned into a dragon, he decided to eat all the banquet, all of his gifts, all the guests at the wedding. My pick, Corvald Fey Curse King.
That's
That's
an
my pick.
yes,
That's a
very
good one
good.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'll go ahead and go next. My pick really leans into that taxing on this one. I went with the Obsidet Ghost Council from
Ooh, okay.
Orzhov, and this one's a little bit actual effect, a little bit lore for the card has whenever it enters, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. At the beginning of your end step, you can exile it. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. At the beginning of your next upkeep, it gains haste. So, it's always just like draining and you're always gaining. But in the lore with Orzhov, these Orzhov aristocrats essentially got super wealthy, and death didn't stop their greed. They exceeded their mortal coils and still found a way to exploit the working class with all of their various tithes and taxes and all that good jazz that you know. So that's they have the Orzhov mega church and people buy them super jets all the time, even as ghosts.
Pretty sick. Do you want me to go ahead and let everybody know who Sam's pick was?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Okay, so Sam told us that his pick is Magic's take on King Midas. So it's King Makar, the Gold Cursed. He has inspired whenever King Makar the Gold Curse becomes untapped, you may exile target creature. If you do, put a colorless artifact token named Gold onto the battlefield. It has sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Um, it's a great card. Um, Came out before Treasures, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
The art is pretty sad. He's frustrated because everything he touches turns to gold. He's got his pet cat, right next to him, turned to gold. And there's a statue of a lady that's to the side. And in King Midas, in his story, he touched his daughter, and his daughter turned to gold, on accident. So there's a good chance that that same thing happened to King Makar, and he's just kind of alone and stuck with all of his gold. So
So
it's
tragic.
his choice. Do we
Yeah,
want to go
gold's
ahead and
definitely
spin?
Yeah, let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Uh,
spin to win.
Okay. Do we want to do it the same way as last time, where the first person it lands on is who we go with? Or do we want to do an ultimate battle showdown
Oh,
of, each time it lands on a selection, it gets eliminated. And then we go down to the final two, and then whoever gets picked wins.
oh, interesting.
we can do that. It's definitely gonna be that could be interesting. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I feel, or do we want to deploy that for the first time when we do Wrath?
That might be a yeah, good call there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
that.
Here we
save it
go.
for Wrath. Oh, yeah. Are we
Here.
eliminating? Or are we saving it for Wrath?
No, we'll save
Saving.
it for Wrath. Okay.
Saving.
Cool.
Here we go. Click to spin. Boom. Oh,
Wow.
no.
The gold cursed. Yeah, gold token's definitely a precursor treasure.
All right.
That's
King
cool.
Makar.
Okay.
Here we go.
So in King Makar, essentially, he has whenever he untaps, he exiles. Is it target permanent or target creature?
Target creature.
Target creature. Exile target creature, and then you get the gold token. So you're looking at ways to uh, tap him and keep him out of combat. And he's pretty greedy. How about we get King Makar some sick wheels? Like, how about we take a vehicle direction with this, so he can be like tapping, essentially driving his uh, his through his catalog of Cadillacs and uh,
I'm
how do
sure,
you guys?
yeah, he's got a massive like Jay Leno garage full of cars.
What do we want to
As
what do we
and
want to name this deck? So we've got seven deadly sins, and then we have to have greed in the title.
How about Greedy King Makar with car in quotes?
ooh, so smart. So smart. Okay,
Yeah,
I am
Are there a lot of black vehicles?
yeah, thanks to Aether Drift. And
Okay.
then also uh all the colorless vehicles are for grabs too, and there's some pretty fancy ships. So yeah, so he's gonna be riding in his sick wheels and then turning everyone into gold. Uh he'll still have deep internalized sadness, but that's just how greed works.
All right. Here we go. King Makar.
I am currently looking for cards to untap, just so you can get um some extra triggers for him.
Can we put an icy manipulator in here?
Sure.
Okay. I've got a couple of choices off the dome.
Okay, how about
Uh,
Sting the Glinting Dagger at the beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature. It's 2 cost to equip.
okay. Oh, Sting.
Sting the Glinting Dagger.
Yep. I thought you said
You
Steam
like
for a
that?
second. Jet Medallion.
Okay, now we need to start our engines, start finding some vehicles.
Um,
Uh, well, if we find some vehicles, there are plenty of artifacts that untap artifacts if that's part of
Yep.
their package.
Yeah, I mean like we could turn uh Makar into an artifact himself with the
Yeah, that would make things way easier.
yeah, so the is it like aqueous form or what is that called?
Oh,
No.
liquimetal coating,
Yeah, that's it.
liquimetal, there's a couple of them. And it's a rock.
okay.
Liquimetal coating and liquimetal torque.
What about Urborg?
Yeah, for sure.
Tomb of
Ooh, that sounds
Yawgmoth.
good. I mean, yeah, this is liquimetal. You can be like, this is also him transmuting things into silver or artifacts.
hmm Yeah, so then uh I imagine he can't turn himself into gold,
No.
but we can turn him into gold.
Mhm.
We're not limited. We're not constrained. Okay, now for some fancy pants uh rides. How about ooh, this is a fun one. You know, like rich people always have like various like taxidermy hanging up on their fireplaces and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
how about we have Dermo taxi.
Oh, nice.
Okay, got it. That is a
And
good
then
choice.
thank you. Uh, so
Also, let's use, yeah, steal some opponent stuff. Very cool.
yeah, how about let's see. You could have I don't know if that's a real card or not. Just kidding. Maybe going into Aether Drift, there's a few fun ones. There's that's not gonna work. Mm. Oh, how about the Crypt Colors Chariot? No, that sounds. There's a lot of gold on that chariot. Feels pretty.
Crypt colors. I looked for black vehicles. Is this one like colorless or something?
Oh, this is from Aether Drift.
Oh, there it is.
It's three
Okay.
and a
Yep,
black.
I
yep.
just passed over that. My bad.
Then I think if you're greedy, you might have a smuggler copter or smuggler's copter.
Okay,
Then where's the I'm spacing the one from Neon Dynasty, the one where you actually make gold when you tap it.
Ooh, I don't know. I only have 13 cards showing up for me for black vehicles.
Well, this is a color. This one's colorless. It's the Reckoner Bank Buster. That feels very on theme.
perfect.
So then, how about Ghost Arc? I mean, arcs can't be cheap, and then also you can recur your artifacts from the graveyard because we're gonna have a lot of artifacts here.
Okay,
Um, uh, and for we're gonna be making gold tokens and stuff like that. So, let's see. There's more ways to trying to think of
there's more than one
more.
way to skin a cat. Is that what you're trying to
Exactly.
say?
Oh,
Uh, s-
did you
mm,
see careening minecart? It's three, and then whenever it attacks, create a treasure.
I love it. It's on the list.
Crew one.
So, uh, for fun, how do we feel about like a Mecha Titan core?
Ooh.
So he could have a Gundam. I feel like every rich person needs a Gundam.
Yeah, totally. Okay.
Um, so how many? So we have so we're up
We've
to
got 12 artifacts, our commander, and one land. But
okay.
a lot of our artifacts are vehicles. So we're gonna have
Yes.
to come up with ways to crew our vehicles.
Ooh, how about we so ways to crew vehicles.
We could do like free token generators, like I don't know, Bitter Blossom or like one of the mirror cards that makes mirrors every turn.
We'll throw Bitter Blossom in there.
Have
Um,
Let's see. Yeah, we need.
do you want do you think he needs a uh chauffeur? Um there is the deathless pilot. He's a zombie. He has gold on him uh from Aether Drift.
okay.
Yeah, so he can help crew some vehicles there.
Oh,
He's a
I found an untapper manifold key. Haven't said that yet, right? Another
no,
artifact,
no.
and it makes something unblockable.
Okay.
How many untappers are in there? Two or three? Uh, Patriarch's Seal is another untapper and also a rock. It's like the first part of Patriarch.
Okay.
Patriarchs. And yeah, some of the stuff you were saying about Orzhov kind of rings true with this. How we could have like a zombie sub theme, but like, no, you're not done working for me,
What
even
about
Yeah.
what
in
about a
Afterlife.
nightmare sub theme and have
Uh
Nightmare.
chainer in there?
well, I think Chainer could work. I also do like kind of going into some anthropology here. Keith's right on the nose with the whole zombie thing because the reason they don't use the word zombie in like act in a lot of media is because they'll use like walkers or something out else because zombie is actually like a Haitian word where the instead of like the thing being the things coming back from the dead being monster, the horror thing of it was be like even after you've been like worked to death, they could take your body out of the ground and still work you even so like death wouldn't even let you escape the like labor you were under. So that was the horror of it. It's like an existential horror. So
That's good.
yeah,
It's not good, but
it's
it's
not
good
good.
for the deck.
It's good for the deck, yes. So zombies could be like zombie servants and stuff like that could absolutely
Yeah,
play into that the greed.
Yeah, Nathan, you know some zombie token generators.
maybe.
Maybe. All right, let's see here.
Just he has undead taxi service if who needs it.
Um,
So
let's see. I've got to pull it up on my phone.
Oh, Field of the
Um,
Dead would be a good land in
oh
there
yeah,
if we get a lot of fancy lands.
Field of the Dead. Ooh, that makes us go up on the game changers list.
Oh, that's a
Uh-oh.
game.
Yep.
We this could be a relatively budget-friendly deck. Oh, we're already at 175. No, but it's still good.
Oops. I'm just kidding. Um, man,
so
got a
there's creature wise,
huge
there's
brain fart.
Jadar Ghoul Caller of Nephalia.
Hold on one second, buddy. I'm trying to
Jitter.
pull up stuff on my phone. Who is it? What do you have?
Jadar, Jadar Ghoul Caller.
Okay.
He's dressed kind of spiffy himself.
Look at him. That's kind of hard to see him in that one.
Ooh,
Hold on. I gotta
nice. Yeah,
switch it to one where we can see him. Man, they're all hard to see.
Man,
That's a
yeah,
little bit easier. Are all of him in black and white?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Ooh. How about Dread Horde Invasion? It's an enchantment that creates a zombie every turn, or it amasses actually. And then whenever zombie token you control with power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink. So you could either make one really big or keep sacking it over and over.
Yeah, I dig it. And there's uh zombie infestation.
Oh, Jadar.
What about Invasion of Innistrad?
Send it.
Oh, let's see it.
Yeah. So Invasion of the Innistrad is
Huge
a
battle.
battle that has flash. When this battle enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -13/-13 until end of turn. And then when it flips, it becomes Deluge of the Dead, which is an enchantment. When this enchantment enters,
Hmm.
create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Pay 2 and a black, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
Super good.
Yeah. Uh
And do we want Champion of the Perished?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then, uh
Oh,
Diagrief Colossus.
let's see it. It's 1-0.
So when it enters the
Uh,
battlefield with a +1/+1 counter for each zombie in your graveyard, whenever I cast a zombie, you'd create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token.
cool.
ooh,
Yeah.
can we add a fun one? Who is another zombie who is kind of obsessed with an artifact. It's Phylactery Lich, Phylactery.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fun card. It can be indestructible as long as his precious artifact is okay. Uh,
Do we want Ghoul Collar Gissa?
She makes
what?
a bunch of zombies,
Yes.
doesn't she?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Oh,
okay, I think how are so that's we have six creatures, like ways to make creatures. Uh yeah. How about we get some
Army of the Damned.
yeah.
sure. Sure, why
Want
not?
some actual spells in here.
Yeah. And I was thinking rock wise we could start because I mean King Makar
Oh,
still
dang.
he costs four and he's going to be annoying when you get him on the board and you're controlling people's stuff, so he might get targeted. So let's get some gems and stuff going for him.
Okay.
So there's inefficient mana rock, but it's pretty. Let's get the uh uh what is the it costs two and taps for black, enters tapped.
Oh, I mean, there's a few of those. I'm no help. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's like, oh man. Uh,
Yeah, I do not know.
I
Do we
think
want
it's
Matzatlani, the Great Door?
sure.
I can do a custom search real quick. Text, black mana, artifact.
Okay. That gives us
Said,
another way to draw cards, and then when it flips, it's a legendary land, which is pretty fun. Mm.
charcoal diamond is one that enters tapped
Yes, thank you. That's the one I was
and
thinking
adds
of. I
black.
was,
Okay, good.
let's get an arcane signet. You got more ring. I mean, we got more bling. Let's go ahead and do a Sisei's ring.
Nice.
Do we want the Wand of Orcus?
Yeah,
Okay.
feels fancy. Uh, cool. Yep, and
And it gives us a nice little death touch way of making zombies and fun
I
funness.
think drawing cards at the lost of your own life is like the sort of hit me attitude just to get a little bit more kind of makes sense as far if we were to put like any card draw in here. I don't think we have much yet, but I
yeah.
guess that's all the kind of card draw the black has anyway.
So how about what's the one that in like there's like the black market isn't
Oh,
uh
black market connections? Yeah, it kind of does all of that.
yeah, let's and then like there's like I mean like that's like a market involved. I feel like that can be good. Then there's also one that
Underworld connections.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, there's it's like counterpart
Yeah,
sort of.
I don't know why I can't remember card names today. I'm like I'm the smoothest brain today.
No,
Um,
you're coming up with some heat for sure.
do we want to do Open the Graves? So whenever a non-token creature we control dies, we would create a 2/2 black zombie creature.
Yeah,
I
I like that
we
as
only
long as
have
it's
six
not
non we only have
expensive.
six non-token creatures, unfortunately. So we might need to get some more creatures to make that viable.
Well, we have the vehicles. Would those
Yeah.
count or no?
I guess yeah, if they're
When they
crude and
get,
they die.
If
yeah,
Yeah. Uh yeah. Um is there a colorless way to crew vehicles or cheat crew vehicles?
pilots and other black pilots, I don't know. Text
There's one.
pilot.
well, there was a whole group called the Tuskegee Airmen.
And
Foul roads.
Grave Purge.
Um, oh, there's a decent land that makes a vehicle an artifact creature until end of turn. It's called Mech Hanger.
yes, that's perfect. Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, it's good for vehicles. Adds mana for vehicles, although we're only monocolored. And there's a card called Back on Track. That's a sorcery. Return target creature or a vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield and create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with, you know, 2 power greater. Yeah, need some recursion stuff, possibly.
Rise of the Dark Realms.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but
Wings of the
Oh,
Dark
hey guys,
Ones.
there's a card literally called Greed that is mono black, and it helps you draw cards.
yeah.
What?
Ooh, what's Burden of Greed? Let's see what that one is. I'm not saying we add it, but target player loses 1 life for each tapped
Yeah,
artifact
I
he or
just
she
searched greed.
controls.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah, we could just absolutely just
Wow. Would you
body
look at that?
ourselves. Yeah.
What what else
Oh,
has
oh, Greed's Gambit.
devouring
Yeah,
greed?
that one for sure. That's cool. It's a big one that just came out in Thunder Junction.
Yeah.
Greedy freebooter? What is that?
Oh, he makes
Scry one, create
treasures.
treasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he dies.
one
Yeah, why
mana.
not?
Not bad.
Yeah, yeah, send it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep on typing in greed and see what comes
Greed,
up.
greed, greed, greed.
Hoarder's
Yes.
greed. Horn of greed.
C-
Plays a land, that player draws a card. I don't know.
Uh,
Well, maybe.
oh, there's a
Helping other people in this deck? I don't think so.
yeah,
Nope.
there's
Get out of
no
here.
Consumed by Greed. It's from Loomborough. You can gift target opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. If the gift was promised, return creature
Oh,
card from
that's
your
good
graveyard
actually.
to your hand. Yeah.
It's a squirrel.
Yeah. Uh
Mm, let's
uh
see.
this is fun. It has Clash. Hoarder's Greed. HOA.
Oh. Ah. Boom. It's in there. What about VATS? VATS. It has split second. Choose any number of target creatures with equal toughness. Destroy the chosen creatures.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We
Ooh,
do need a couple wipes in here for sure.
more card draw. How do we feel about Erebos, God of the Dead?
Erebos.
And then we can then apply some of my concept of greed, which is like denying your opponent stuff, so your opponents can't gain
Ooh,
life anymore.
I like that. That's very good. Do we
Boom.
need some sort of life link?
Yeah, there's Basilisk Collar is some jewelry.
Yeah, I search Erebos, and there is, of course, a Whip of Erebos. Creatures you control have lifelink.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's
Another
get Whip of
artifact.
yeah, let's get Erebos, Whip of Erebos in there
And
too.
it recurs creatures.
Okay. It's in there. We are at 49 cards, by the way. Just
Yeah.
Let's find some lands real quick. Kind of all over the place, but it would help us with our numbers so we're not guessing towards the
Well,
end.
yeah,
uh,
yeah. So we should do I usually do like 33 lands, so we should
command
uh,
tower.
yep, command tower.
Sorry.
Yep, you're good. Get this.
Okay.
I mean, he's mono black. I don't know.
Exotic orchard.
I don't know why that broke me so hard.
Grier Reach Sanitarium.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so any some of these like utility lands. Uh
I'm just gonna start naming them off and then just say
Oh, how
yes or
about
no.
Treasure Vault?
High market.
oh
Oh, yeah. Isn't Treasure Vault the one you can XX tap it and make a whole bunch of treasures? Or is that
Yes.
something?
Yep.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if the name was right.
Yep.
Agadeem's Awakening? That might be expensive. Oh, yeah. Whoops. I said that in the last one too.
Okay. Got it.
Do we have
Um,
anything that like benefits off of having X number of artifacts?
Uh,
not yet. Not that I remember. I'm
Okay.
gonna put a relinquishy tower in.
Okay. Um, how about some Arcane Lighthouse? It has tap one, tap it until end of turn. Creatures your opponents control lose hexproof and shroud and can't have hexproof or shroud.
Okay.
We don't
oh
really have much targeting at the moment, but that
yeah.
would help.
Be back right after this.
Have you ever wanted two soul rings? Would having your opponent's talismans, signets, and stones be a fun time? Could you use some extra mana but don't have a slot for them in the 99? Are you playing a splash of red? Treasure Nabber is more than happy to help you out. Captain Lannery Storm said it best. Opposable thumbs, opposable toes, prehensile tail, no boundary issues, no treasures, safe from a goblin. For just two in a red, you can bring out Treasure Nabber, and he will make sure you get your opponent's tapped mana artifacts until end of your next turn. Take hold of all your opponent's ramp artifact pieces and use them to your advantage. With the Treasure Nabber, the law of givesies backsies is respected by every noble pursuer of shiny things. Give Treasure Nabber a try today. Treasure Nabber. We can be found just down the street from Ragavan's Bits and Bobbles. Ooh, how about Takenuma Abandoned Mire? Taken.
All the Kamigawa lands are fired. They probably need to go in here.
Yeah. Um. Then
What's the one from Eldraine?
uh
Castle. It's gonna pop up here. Castle Lockdwain.
yeah. Then how about
Oh yeah.
do you have Shizo Death's Storehouse?
Mm,
Giving him fear would be a good way to get him tapped too if needed.
okay.
Oh God, that's an expensive. And then we bring up the cost through the power of lands.
Swamp, snow-covered swamp, just for fun.
Ooh, Bogart Trawler, Bogart with two G's. Boggart,
Okay,
a nice modal card. Land on the back.
nice. Do we want an evolving wilds just in case?
Uh,
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
yeah, yeah,
We
so
only need
We do
swamps.
need,
swamps are good. Yeah.
yeah, we do need like non-basic stuff though to
I think
enable
we
that Field of the Dead.
yeah, so then we could do how about just like snow swamp?
Yep, I've
Yeah.
got that in there.
Okay,
Oh,
then yeah, Guild Gate.
Desert.
No,
Oh,
hang on.
sorry.
You send it first.
Desert of the Glorified. It is a cycling land, but it enters tapped.
Okay.
And then we have the uh oh my goodness, my brain is broken.
I
Come back to
found
me.
Okay, I found another modal like tap land. It
Okay.
is Fell Mire, Fell, and it destroys a creature on the other side.
Okay.
Oh, did we do Foul Roads?
What was it?
Foul Roads
I don't think so.
enters tapped unless you control a mount or vehicle. I'm suggesting a lot of like tap lands. I noticed.
Okay.
What card were you thinking earlier? Maybe I could help out a little bit.
I was a dummy and it was a two-color identity land, so yeah, so yeah, no,
No
no, no.
biggie.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh man, there's one called Luxury Suite, but it's Rakdos colors.
Dang. Uh
Oh, how about Malakir Rebirth? A recursion modal card with a tap land on the back.
okay. What about the emergence zone?
sure,
That
send
sounds
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Someone do?
Tap it, add a
Oh,
colorless,
nice.
and then you can sacrifice it and play spells as though they had flash for a turn.
Strong. Phyrexian Tower. Legendary. I don't know if we need that, but it sacrifices a creature to add 2 black if we wanted to
Okay.
throw them away.
Uh, what about Cathedral of War?
Sure, send it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Got it. Let's see. Do we have Bajuka Bog?
I don't believe we do.
Okay.
Bajukapog.
Bajuka Bog. There we go. Uh-oh. Let's see.
Then how many basic swamps do we have?
Just one for now.
I think we should
Yeah,
have
add.
some. I think we should have it maybe 10, at least 10
Oh,
basic
we're up to
swamps.
20 fancy lands. Yeah, we can put a bunch of those in there.
Okay.
Hmm.
At
Do we
least
want to just
10.
do an even amount of snow-covered and regular swamps?
Sure, yeah.
What snow card? Do you have the one snow removal card in here? Is that what that's for?
No, it's just so we have a different flavors of lands
No.
for the
They do look nice.
just Yeah, it's like sometimes you want your swamp served cold, like gazpacho.
How many lanes do we want?
It's
38 looks good, actually. If we don't, oh, 42 with modal cards. That sounds
s
solid.
uh,
We could take
yeah,
one or two out if we need to. We can come back.
yeah, yeah. I don't, I wouldn't run that many, but then again, I play it pretty fast and loose. So
Yeah. Check our mana curve real quick.
yeah,
If you can like
that's
scroll down. Yeah, we're pretty chill.
we set up four. We're like good, like mid
Yeah, look at
range.
the bar graph real quick. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Yeah, we're probably good on lands.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Definitely more creatures. What's our total? I can't see it. Oh, 84.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how we
Total
get
is
some?
84.
How about we pivot to some treasure generators?
Treasure.
Sure. Or
Um, yeah.
and probably need some tutors to get some of these main token generators out too.
Oh,
You want
I'm so sorry.
demonic and diabolic?
Not the crazy ones.
uh, yeah. How about yeah, some of
Yeah,
the
treasure too also.
Okay.
can I start rattling off some creatures?
Oh, yeah, if you got them, go for it. I'm still looking at
Okay.
lands.
Uh, I want can we get a Forsworn Paladin? Another way to make it treasures. Also a pet card of mine.
Okay.
And there's always a good pitiless plunderer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
And let's see. Uh, there's
What about contract killing?
sure,
Destroy
send it.
target creature, create two treasures.
Yeah. Uh,
I
then
found
there's go ahead.
Fain the broker, Fain, comma the broker.
Okay.
Then Undercity, one word.
Uh,
Scrunger,
Scrounger.
Scrounger,
Nice.
Scrunger. You know, she scrungs all the
That's even
resources.
better.
Heartless pillage.
Oh, that I do like that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds good. Yeah.
how many cards are we dealing with the graveyard?
I
Has
a
that been a theme
handful.
so far?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Val's Judgment has whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn and draw a card,
Oh,
create a treasure, or a zombie.
okay.
Oh, can I make? I know we're on.
But we do need creatures.
Yep. So I know we need creatures, but there's a card that just kind of leaped out at me. It's
Oh, definitely.
Revel in Riches.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's like an alternative win con if you
That's a
get
big
enough
one.
treasures.
Okay.
And
Deadly dispute.
Yeah, that draws cards and stuff. That's good. Getting
Mm,
close.
yeah, if we need another creature, Grim Hireling.
Okay. Uh,
Uh, let's see.
do we want a coat of arms?
Uh, I don't know.
That seems it'd be a
What
fan.
about a gold vein pick?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Goldman pick.
Uh, Ooh, if we put a Maskwood Nexus in there with the coat of arms, then we'd be real pumping. Just
Ooh,
saying.
there's
Yeah.
another card that made a bunch of
Ooh, treasure chest.
shapeshifters. chest.
Oh, there's an equipment that was in the
That's
uh
actually really good.
oh, there was an equipment that was in the Aether Drift precon that gives a creature +1/+1 where uh X is the number of artifacts you control. It's the adaptive Omnitool.
Oh, yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
got it. What about black market?
Regular
Uh,
black market.
black uh,
What's that one do?
you have black market connections already.
I'll add it, and if we hate it, we can take it off.
Dies.
So whenever a creature dies, put a charge counter on black market. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add a swamp for each charge counter on black market.
No, that's good.
And
I'm
we're
here for it.
killing a lot of zombies, and
Yeah.
we've
Uh,
got ways
Hmm.
to make that hurt.
I think uh some fancy boots, some Swiftfoot boots, new boot
Ooh.
goofing.
Yeah, and we can get the new boot. Lava spur boots.
Yeah. He's got some fancy boots.
That's 100.
Yeehaw. I
There
know.
we go.
We're close. We got it.
Yep. Uh just
Do we
like
like
that.
it? Do we want to make changes?
Uh
Let's see.
I'm gonna change. Let's go through and we'll change the arts real quick, and then, or actually, if there's any changes, let's make changes first, and then our curve. We have a
Yeah,
67.57 chance of playing on the curve.
yeah, it's on the low end, but we're relying on token zombies mostly, which
mhm.
is totally fine. And vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
I
got we've got zombies in here. We've got tokens in here. We've got gold in here. We've got treasures in here. We kind of we're kind of being greedy with picking a whole bunch of different little sub themes and
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
any
King Makar out there.
big banger like black finisher cards that we could maybe slot in here?
Uh
Get a greedy win off.
isn't there like the uh everyone like sacrifices what's the big one that gives you like 13
Torm
zombies?
Oh, that's in here.
That's already
Nathan
in
picked
here.
that.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
I think Torment of Hellfire
Yeah,
is,
that would be a good one if we wanted to get rid of something.
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
Torment of Hailfire. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. That's just, yeah, a big sort of finish card I can
And
put
we could
my stamp of
also,
approval on.
if we want another, yeah, because we don't have Rise of the Dark Realms or Decree of Pain in here either. So
I think
So we like
let's
our breakdown. We're very heavy on artifacts. Only 13 non-creature spells. I guess if you
yeah,
don't
we've
count
got 11
enchantments.
enchantments, six instants, seven sorceries. We are pretty artifact heavy, but we were going for cars.
Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
that's ramp too. See, let's count ramp. Maybe we can remove some ramp since we have such a light curve.
Uh so I mean like charcoal diamond is inefficient, so we can
Yeah,
Get rid
top
of
one.
that. Okay. Um, Gold vein pick.
I don't know if we have
We'll
enough
get rid
like
of that.
Oh,
uh
tap. Okay.
yeah, how about we get rid of I hate to say it, but like gold vein pick. I don't know if we have enough like little dudes to send out there to get that value. So
One of the last
What
picks, one of
about
the
our
first out.
zombie tokens?
we might have gone a little I think we uh do we have enough well like, we made a lot of vehicles. We listed a lot of vehicles, so the tokens
I
are
feel like 5 to 8 of our creatures might be token generators, which is pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. So um
Yeah, because
I
we have a
guess
way of giving all the zombies death touch too. So I'm
How
just
many?
saying if we want to do one big swing with the gold vein pick, but I already got rid of it. It's
Yep.
gone.
Yeah.
Kitty.
So uh
Manifold
so
key.
what are we still trying to slot in? Like how many cards did we want to slot in again?
I think if we wanted to have a couple of board wipes, or like in case we get wiped and we want to be greedy and use everybody's stuff, Rise of the Dark Realms, where
Yeah,
we
a
put
big,
all creature cards from the graveyards onto the battlefield under our control,
yeah, a
or
Yeah.
big
Decree
mass
of Pain,
reanimate would be really good.
Yeah,
like
that'd be
we
sick.
play Decree of Pain first, and then we play Rise of the Dark Realms after that.
Yeah, so I think we
Yeah.
opened up 2 slots there. We can just slot those in and see where we're at.
Okay.
Let's rise.
Okay. We
I'm
have
gonna
one spot left.
check for similar cards to Rise of the Dark Realm real quick. There might be some lesser known
There is
cool cards.
another kind of more expensive Decree of Pain with In Garruk's Wake, but I don't know if we want to keep board wiping. Um,
Oh, this one's kind of cool. I'll just read it. It's Afterlife from the Loam. 5 colorless, 3 black, but it has Delve. For each player, choose up to one target creature card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. They're zombies in addition to their other types.
I love that. That sounds fun.
So it can
what was that?
potentially cost 3 black. Afterlife from the Loam
Okay. Now we're
and
back at
sorcery.
100.
Cool.
Okay.
How?
Um,
Yeah. Uh,
Ooh,
any
w-
obvious weaknesses
we
to
could
this
have
deck?
Shard of the Nightbringer if we wanted to.
okay. So call me crazy. I don't know if we have enough cars.
Car me crazy.
So
There are only a few. We could,
yeah, yeah. There's some like cheap, just
let's
kind of
see.
like
I think on Architect or one of the other ones, you can like search within the deck, just be like vehicle real quick, and it'll ping all of those. Is there a way to do that on Moxfield?
I don't know.
Maybe change the view so we can see what some of the cards are. It's the drop down, yeah.
You want a visual grid?
The grid, yeah, I think.
Okay. What section are you looking at?
Artifacts.
Do we have two Rise of the Dark Realms?
Oh, no way. We just got an extra slot, boys.
Boom! That's me being goofy and not paying attention.
here. How about can we slot in some more vehicles?
We can
Yeah,
slot in one more vehicle
Okay.
at the
there's
current
one,
moment.
Do we
two.
how about do we have a careening mine cart yet?
Yep,
For,
Yes.
yep.
okay.
Yep.
We literally only have like 4 vehicles,
Yeah,
maybe
no, we
5.
No,
yeah,
we've got. Okay, hold on. Let's count them out. One, two, three, four, five,
Oh, I didn't see that. 6
five, six.
smugglers copter.
And then let's go up here and see if there's any.
I don't know that we can cut any creatures.
Yeah,
Can
I don't. Yeah.
we
can
count
we
ramp again? Oh no, back up to the artifacts. What were you gonna say, Josh?
I was gonna say Cultivator's Caravan is a vehicle that taps for land and then it has crew 3. So it's
Oh,
better, it's more efficient than
great.
Sisay's Ring, I think.
Okay. Do we want to get rid of
Vehicle.
Sisay's ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one,
Mhm.
but it is nice.
Okay.
Bling ring. Let me see the
Then
one you just added. Cultivator's Caravan.
yeah.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
Do we have a Dreadmobile yet?
No.
That's a fun one. Then how about we get
Hold on. We'll be back at 100, so we'll have to get rid of something
yeah,
if we add more after that.
yeah.
So there's the Dreadmobile.
Okay. Then go down to enchantments. Uh, th those all have like, uh,
They all have a reason,
yeah. Uh,
unfortunately.
so how we have the
We
uh,
could get rid of Bitter Blossom if we wanted
yeah,
to.
yeah. That also like save us some on the cost a lot. That save us $30 on the cost, which is
Yeah,
Well,
huge.
it's
and we're
crawled up
not
there a little bit.
losing a life every turn.
How about flywheel racer?
Ooh, that sounds cool. Yeah, we should take most of the cool black vehicles we can, or colorless.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Flywheel Racer.
Do you
Oh,
think
cool. Also rock. I like it.
uh
Hold on, we'll have to cut one more thing.
I found another mass reanimate, but also destroys creatures. So if that's an option, I'll bookmark it
Yeah, I'd bookmark it.
for now.
Um,
Ooh, also Junji, the Midnight Sky is kind of good as a creature. We don't
yeah,
have to put that in.
yeah, no, I th we need more cars.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. More cars.
so like I think low cost. I have another like low cost vehicle if we can. How about
why don't we
we
just get rid of one
one
swamp?
land? Yep.
Have you seen Nautiloid ship?
Ooh,
It's kind of good. You want
yeah.
to add it and
Let's
look
do
at it.
let's do that one, and then let's make one more cut and make yeah, go ahead and add that one. The Nautil.
How do you spell that?
Nautiloid, like Nautilus.
Okay.
And then
And then get
Timberwolf.
rid of one more
yep,
basic.
yep, get rid
Okay.
of another, and then I'd high speed hover bike.
Hell yeah.
It's like Jay Leno's garage.
Yeah, that's what we needed. We needed more cars for King Makar. There we go.
I used to
I,
I used to work on a show and Jay Leno's garage was his warehouse with all of his cars was right next to our warehouse with all of our
Oh
stuff.
wow.
So we'd
Should
see
be
him
getting
driving
it.
around all the time. It was kind of cool.
Dang. 10
Okay.
enchantments. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we've got
36 modal
let's go. We've got
land
one
total.
commander, one battle, 14 creatures, 9 sorceries, 6 instants, 27 artifacts, 10 enchantments, 32 lands. 36 if we include the
Yeah. We could I want to look at ramp again because now
flippers.
like half of our vehicles also ramp when they're not a creature. What the?
Is this where you wanted to be?
Oh no, the artifact section again.
Okay.
Because yeah, half of our vehicles are dorks now. So some of the standard little mana rocks could.
We don't even have a soul ring
I
in
guess we
here,
don't.
so
No? We
oop.
could take out like Arcane Signet, add a soul ring or something.
well, if we
Well,
wanted to, we don't, you know,
how about we get so? How much do we need Basilisk? We don't need Basilisk Collar, but we can gain life other ways.
okay.
Yep.
Oh, I was
Do we
looking
want
over
to
that
remove
because
Arcane Signet since we only
No.
have,
No. It's still a fish. Somewhat efficient. Well, maybe replace. Actually, maybe just replace both of those with those lands back.
that
Yeah. Hindsight. Yeah.
would probably work actually.
Yeah. I
That's
think that would
probably
fix
slightly
us.
better.
Yeah.
lands back in?
Yep. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
There
Okay.
we go.
Cool.
There. I think that fixed it. Yeah. I think we were a little low on lands for our mana curve. I think that's gonna fix it.
That'll do it.
Let's see.
Looking kind of nice.
There we go. That's better. Almost 70%.
Okay. All right. Any other
Yep.
changes we want to make, or do we want to go through and change the arts now?
I feel pretty good about this now. I feel like I
I think I like
appreciate,
it.
yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate you guys being willing to open the garage again.
How could we not?
Okay. So for battles, let's see. We'll just do
Yeah, they didn't have many treatments on this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't. Are we blinging it out with the foil? Just make everything foil to make it shiny for greed.
Yeah.
Because King
Ooh.
Makar touched it, now it's goldy and shiny and
Yeah, I
uh
just want to see if there's like
Oh,
any.
are there any Aether Drift cards in here? Maybe there's like a gold border version
Yeah,
variation.
there's gonna be some first place finishing for sure. Let's see.
I like how like the last step of our decks is to make them as expensive as possible.
well, I think for Pride and Greed, I feel like that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
yeah.
I think
It makes sense. We won't do it for all of them, but
yeah, so we have to at least make him shiny for King Makar.
yeah. Full swarm
And
paladin.
listeners, nothing wrong with proxying in Commander.
Nope. Okay.
There's
Let's
some cool versions of that. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
I was about to say, let's if we wanted to uh do some uh updates and like things that we're planning moving forward.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so
Can I add
uh
some real quick?
yeah, for sure.
So if I had control of this deck afterwards, I might go through and like tag them and, sort them into categories. Might help you know, make things a little easier to read and look at. That's it.
Yep, can uh
I like
uh
tagging decks.
if I if I can if I can shout out a milestone for our channel. We got our 69th subscriber today.
Wow, wow, wow,
So
wow.
yeah,
Let's
so
go.
we made it.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, next level commander. There you go. He's he's our hero. 69th subscriber.
I'd like to
But
try out a couple hands on this after we're done pulling it out and see what it looks like.
yeah.
See if we get good amount of lands,
So let's see.
goldfish it a little bit.
And
I'm
for
assuming.
so then I'm looking for the infographic for the next sin that we do this on.
Oh yeah, if
Oh yeah, next is lust. So we want to mix it up for the next episode. So listeners, if you're want to contribute your own commander who you feel like would best represent the sin of lust, you can comment on our video, and the commander who gets the shouted out the most to represent lust will make it to our wheel and have a possibility
yeah,
of being the featured commander in next week's episode.
that'd be great. There's a for the next episode, there's a YouTube channel, I think it's called Chips and Guac or some variation of that, and he does like user suggested deck building or whatever. And he had one on decks you would or like commander you would, where the whole deck is, sort of like cards you'd be porking or whatever. So if anyone wants to check that out,
There's yeah,
then
so
come give us some suggestions. That'd be great.
yes, everyone's favorite smash or pass, or have a smash or pass, or some sort of tier of that. But yeah, just gotta well, I'm sure there'll be no unhinged
No.
suggestions at all. There, I think they're all gonna be standard issue, just attractive beings or whatever comes, whatever exists in the
At every
magical.
shape and size possible. It's
Yes.
gonna be great. how do we think we followed greed today? Think
I
this
think
is pretty on theme?
yeah, I think because it is such a loose interpretation for like what it means for magic. It's very uh it's really in the eye of the beholder, and beholders make treasures sometimes. So
That's very true.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
we all put our own flavor on it from, I mean, our own picks, how we describe them. We kind of tried to pivot it to this commander, and I think it shows.
yeah.
I
I
We've
think
got
mean,
our
so.
treasure generators.
yeah. I
We've
think
got our from death creatures, bringing them back.
yeah. So a little fun fact about the Seven Deadly Sins. They're initially just written for monks, and then it got kind of adapted for everyone. But it was originally rules just for the monks to live by, and then they were like, maybe these could apply fairly universally. So that's kind of a fun little fact for those.
That's cool. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
but with these, they're very subjective, so it is a lot of fun to just kind of see it through everyone's eyes. And then even like whenever I was uh, for the last episode, I posted it to Reddit for Pride, and to see everyone's different interpretations for who would be the most prideful commander is a lot of fun to see the whole like gamut of every color, every interpretation. So
Yeah, let's check out their top pick real quick. There was one that was most upvoted for sure.
yeah, I can pull that up real quick. And the most it was yeah, is the pride of Hullclad or Hullclade. Uh and that is a 10 and a forest crocodile elk turtle from Murders
Mm.
of Karlov. And this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total toughness of creatures you control. Has Defender for 2 and 2 blue. Until end of turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains. This creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw cards equal to its toughness, and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. I mean, it has Pride in its name. That's pretty
Yeah.
sick. And then uh, they're proud of their big booties and their ability to get you
Yeah.
drawn.
Yeah,
So
and in my opinion, that card's looking a little greedy to me. Like you said, got the big booty and it gets to draw cards.
yeah, just you can't have both. I mean, geez,
Come on,
uh,
pick one.
uh, yeah, Wizards nerf just you take out the cake factory or something.
Mm.
Uh, and some uh other ones. So it's a lot of people did actually recommend just like different versions of Niv Mizzet.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, so
like every iteration of him,
yeah.
Yeah, so I finished blinging us out. We are at $1,061.64. So we only had one vehicle from Aether Drift. So I did switch it out to the gold first place edition. Uh, but so
Unfortunately, the last ride isn't super efficient in Commander, but
yeah. So
yeah. I think I'm pretty happy with this deck. I
yeah,
would totally play this.
yeah, it's actually looks pretty fun.
yeah, it should be a good one. Um,
Yeah, and also like obviously if you don't bling it out, I feel like this was one of our more cost-effective ones. Ironically enough, for greed, just kind of swap out the expensive lands for more budget lands, and this isn't is honestly is a pretty friendly deck that way.
yeah, and it's kind of nice. kind of took the gameplay version of Greed and not the monetary version of Greed, which is kind of fun in my
Yeah,
opinion.
last week's was definitely up there compared to this one. Little flip flop there.
Then uh you if it was the other way, we could have been like just throw in Black Lotus. It's like, but that's illegal. It's like, well, my daddy owns the lake. Isn't my daddy owns Wizards of the Coast, so I can play it.
My father.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of us for that one. Wait, I'm
Wait.
greedy for
I'm greedy for us to make another deck.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. I lust after more coin. Wait, shoot, I'm really getting these convoluted. I'm envious of your focus. Gosh, dang it.
Pull it together.
Oh man. But yeah, any anything else anyone wants to add, or does this episode resolve?
I think this
I
episode resolves.
I think it resolves too.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.
See
Bye.
ya. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.